and subscribe. Also, Melissa, you're doing a great job. Alright, so let's do another one. This time we're gonna do a portrait. Something like that. Can you see the face yet? Did you see it instantly or did it take a second? Try not to, you see it? Can we just call it a day and be like, that one's done? Just do a little more details. You know, let's just be, I had an idea when I was looking at a drawing earlier. Try something. What if we, you know, some of the, what if we tried leaving some of it unsmudged? I do this technique where I do a lot of smudging, but we're gonna experiment today. See how that looks. I guess we just do that. Because I don't want to overwork it. I kind of already like the way that this face is looking, so let's just kind of punch up the eyes just a little bit. Maybe the nose. Don't really want to overwork it too much. And let's move on. Alright, something like that. And then last but not least, got a little highlight here. What do we think? Do you like it? We're gonna do another one. Name this fella. What do you think this person's name is? What do they do? What's their backstory? Another. Y'all ready for this? What's up, Crab? I should do more hair, you think, Crab? Well, thanks for your input. On this next drawing, we'll do more hair. It's Crab. Alright. Thanks for being here. Be sure and like the stream, subscribe. What up, Jet? Can you say I shipped Jet and Kylie? Oh, damn you. See, because you say I shipped, and I'm sure that's some kind of modern slang. I don't know what that means. I'd like to see your style on hair. Oh, thanks, Crab. I'll do it right now. Hello, Jet and Kylie. Be sure and like the stream and subscribe. It helps other people find it. Alright, so we'll do a little more hair on this one, I guess. That's what we're thinking. Ship. What does ship mean? Don't unk me too hard. Hair. Like maybe like this. Just give us some more hair down here. What do we think? We need a little more of this here. Okay. That's fun. Did we see a face yet, or is it just nonsense? What's up off the nanas? I made your hair. I made my hair too. Right. Some shadows here. Don't forget to like the stream and subscribe, please. Put some more people in the chat here with us to have fun. More people that like the stream and subscribe while we're here drawing. The bigger the community is and the more fun the live drawings and chats are. What do we think, y'all? Are we seeing a face or is it just chaos? Got curly hair, miss it, but did not short. Yeah, that's how it is. When it's long, you miss it short. When it's short, you miss it long. Grass is always greener on the other side, apparently, my friends. But, you know, you gotta love what you got when you got it. There's a metaphor in learning a little bit about life. I think somewhere in what we're talking about right now. You know? Can't quite put my finger on it, but it's here somewhere. Just trying to do something like this. Keeping it minimal today, y'all. Maybe we'll do a maximal one as well, but this, bring out some details, grab a pupil, something like that. Boom. Alright, what do we think? What's this fella's name? You want to see some details? You like the nose the most? Thanks, Crab. Crab, be sure and subscribe. So what do y'all think? Do y'all want me to do more faces, or do you want me to do some figure drawings? Do you want me to do some musicians? Any requests? Okay, I like the nose most. Do you do blind contouring? I don't know. I guess that's what I'm kind of doing. Except I'm kind of using my peripheral vision, you know. So do you want me to look at an image and do like a figure of some blind contouring, or do you want me to just? Yeah, I mean, I call it automatic drawing because I don't have anything that I'm looking at specifically, but I do with my pencil. So like blind contouring might be like looking at someone's face and then drawing it without paying attention. What's up, Dallas Stewart? You want me to draw Juice WRLD? Alright, but you gotta subscribe if you're making a request, please. Your hand would be cool. I used to do that. It wasn't amazing, but I thought it was therapeutic. Oh, I love it. That's the whole thing. It's all about being therapeutic. Like, I dare you to draw something without it having to be beautiful, but with it just being fun and relieving, you know? Let's just kind of scribble some things in here without judging on whether they're in the right places or not, you know. Let's just kind of put the lines on the paper. We can judge afterwards whether the drawing we did was any good or not, you know. But look at that. Do you see a face? It's kind of like looking at a face in the clouds. You know, a lot of it happens in the viewer's imagination. Thanks, Dallas. Maybe we'll do Juice World next. Mila and Jovi. I had to Google that, Rachel. Be sure and like the stream and sub, and then we'll take a look at your request. But I don't know who Mila and Jovi is. Are you saying Mila Jovovich? Alright, let's find some shadows here. And I'm not sure what the answers are, and I'm just kind of following a little bit of instincts here, and also like just trying not to judge myself. So many times in places in our lives where you have to like judge yourself or take everything very seriously. And sometimes in art, you don't have to do that. I would encourage you, you know, sometimes when you're making art, kind of forget about trying to make it perfect or realistic or kind of like judging yourself. Instead of like trying to draw something and being so concerned with how it looks, like maybe try to think about how it feels when you're drawing. Like, are you having fun? Are the lines fun? You know, there's this feeling you get when you do your own signature. You know, when you write your name, how it's kind of fun. There's been times when you just sat with a notebook and you just wrote your name over and over and over. And if you're ever into an opportunity where someone's like, "Hey, can you show me your signature?" Like, it's so much fun to do your signature. There's something about the lines of your signature. And I think when you're drawing, focus more on whether the lines you're working with feel like your signature, and less concerned about whether it looks, and less concerned with how it looks at all, you know? Hey Marley, how are you? Thanks for joining the chat. Be sure and like the chat and subscribe, please. Alright, and last but not least, let's bring some highlights here. There we go. What do we think? Is that a good looking face? Thanks, Crab. That's nice of you to say. And it is good advice. I agree that like sometimes there's so many ways in life that we can stress out about so many things, and why do that to yourself? Especially when it comes to art. Like, art can be one of those things where you're just having fun, and that's all it is. It's about fun. When you're done drawing, don't get so attached to it. Just let it go. You know, the lines were fun, and we had a good time together. We chatted, you know, and it just gave us a way to express ourselves. And I think that's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to express ourselves. We get so caught up in trying to make a perfect drawing, but I'd encourage you just to express yourself a little bit, you know, instead of trying to do a perfect drawing, to try to do a drawing that makes you feel better, you know, to think about the conflicts, think about what you're dealing with your day, and put it into the work. All right, we're back. What's up, Dallas? What's up, Andrew? I like the nose even more on this one. Thanks, Crab. You must like the noses, huh? Dallas Stewart says, how you did is so cool. Thanks, Dallas. Let me ask you, Dallas, Crab, Andrew, Marley, Rachel, are y'all artists? Do y'all draw or paint? If you do art, what kind of art do you do? I'd love to know. Do y'all want me to do some more portraits, or do you want me to do some figure drawings? Let's do a guitar player. I love drawing guitar. Hi, Anda and Riley. Y'all be sure, if you're new to the vertical, be sure and like the vertical stream, and sub to the channel. It helps pop it into the YouTube algorithm. Alright, so we're gonna do another one. I think we'll do a guitar player. What kind of guitar player? Jazz guitar player. Jazz guitar player. Hi, Sophie. Dallas, you do draw? Hi, Riley. Next, can I do Juice WRLD? Yes, Dallas, I'll do Juice WRLD. You liked and subscribed? Did you like the stream here and subscribe to the channel? Where's the subscribe? If you did, I'll draw Juice WRLD next. You see how I draw abstract. I don't know if it'll be Juice WRLD, but I don't know if it'll come out looking like Juice WRLD. Alright, here we go. Y'all ready for this? Not only that, y'all want to have a lot of fun? We're going to go 2 hands at one time. A5. Sophie. Are y'all artists? Okay, y'all ready for this? This is going to be fun. Alright. Okay. Tell me when you can see the picture in the chat. When you start to see the image coming together, I want you to say it. Okay. And again, I'm not trying to judge myself too much on whether I'm drawing perfectly or putting everything in the right spot. We're just gonna put it down, you know? Again, it's back to like learning to not judge yourself. And and give up control sometimes. You know, there's so many moments in life that you don't get to control, you know, and it's tough to kind of function at your best in these moments that you don't control if you're so used to having control all the time. So I would encourage you to find ways in your art to like give up control a little bit and let the drawing kind of do the work. Let the audience viewing kind of do some of the work, and take some of the pressure off of yourself, you know? It's like allow the audience to look at the drawing like it's a cloud and kind of find their own images in it. Dallas sees the guitar, he sees a left-handed guitarist. Well, maybe it's flipped. Hi, Trinity. Okay, so let's keep cracking here. And again, like part of it is like this whole time, I'm sure like everyone does, every time I put a line down, you have that little editor in your brain that's saying, "Ooh, is that the right line? Is that the right place? You know, are you doing this correctly? Does that look good? Does that look bad?" And I try to just like not listen to that voice, because I'm not trying to draw the perfect picture. And I can kind of just keep reminding that voice, that editorial voice in my head that keeps trying to tell me to draw the perfect picture, that, hey, just chill. It's not what we're doing right now. You know, there's times where I am trying to draw the perfect picture. I'm trying to do something realistic. But there's a whole exercise in just kind of relaxing, concentrating on the lines, concentrating on like getting conflicts and getting drama and getting the day off your chest, and not worrying about whether the drawing even looks good or not, and just focusing on like your personal self-expression. You know, so much of the time we think that art is just drawing the perfect picture, and we forget that so much of it is just like expressing yourself. Like if everybody draws the perfect realistic picture, they all look exactly the same. You know, the only way you're gonna develop a style or do something different than other people is if you break the rules. You know, color outside of the line. Who cares if it looks good or bad or real, or like what do those things even mean? You know, and if we all look at it a different way, then the more important thing is to just have fun. You know, what's up, Melvin? What's up, everyday nerd? Welcome back. So I encourage you, like when you're making art, to like try not to judge yourself. Give up control a little bit. You know, there's two things we can learn there. It's like, number one, if you can, there's so many things in life where you have to really focus on and they're really important. You have to like color within the lines, do everything correctly and perfectly. And art is one of the situations where you don't really have to do that. But you have to practice kind of like not being too hard on yourself. So many times in life where you like have to be really hard on yourself and take things really seriously. And that's the wonderful thing about art, is that you don't have to take it seriously. You know, instead of like working on art and feeling frustrated all the time, which is normal. You know, I get frustrated so many times making art, but you know, frustration is just kind of the beginning of it. And if you just at some point just let go of the frustration and you just tell that little voice in your head that keeps telling you you're not good enough, or you're not smart enough, or you're not talented enough, and that, you know, this picture isn't real enough, or you're not doing good enough, at some point you can just say, hey dude, hey editor in my mind, that's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm not trying to do the perfect picture. I'm just trying to have a little bit of fun making art. And over time, I think you do get better at it, and the art does start to look good. And that by relieving that pressure in your life through art, that people can look at your art and maybe get a little of that same relief. You know, I like to think if you're having fun when you're drawing these lines, the person looking at it is also gonna have fun. You know, give our audience a little somewhere to focus on here, something like that. What do we think? Thanks, Dallas. Everyday nerd, how you been? What's been up? What's new with you? Nice to see you back. Yeah, so do y'all like the guitars? So I encourage you to do that. You know, when you're making art, like give yourself a break. You know, don't be so hard on yourself. Relax a little bit. Just have a nice time. You know, think about the lines like a signature, where you want to just be so comfortable drawing lines the way that you draw that it just becomes fun. drawing starts to feel as easy and as comfortable as writing your own signature. It's not about drawing the perfect picture. It's about having the right amount of fun while you're doing it. The drawing looks very impressive. Thank you, Everyday Nerd. But you see, it may be impressive, but the process was not strenuous or stressful. I'm just doing as I described. Kitty cat, you can't go outside right now. I'm sorry. So what do y'all think? Y'all want me to do another musician, or do we want to do another portrait? Oh, we got to do Juice WRLD, huh? All right. So if I'm doing Juice WRLD, you got to be okay with me if it doesn't look like Juice WRLD. Y'all ready for this? You remind me of Big Bang Theory. What does that mean? Hey, kitty man. No, you can't go outside. Caesar, you remind me of Big Bang Balance. It looks good, but it was easy. And I am what? All right. So who was requesting Juice WRLD? You better be here. Are you still here in the chat with us? The guy who requested Juice WRLD. So which one did y'all like better? Y'all like better seeing the portraits or the like a portraits like this, or the full musicians like this? Oh, it's Dallas. All right, Dallas, let's do it. We're gonna do Juice WRLD. All right, so don't get too fussy with me. Hold up, let me feed the cat. Dude, here you. All right, we're back. I'm sorry. We're drawing Juice WRLD. What's a Juice WRLD? Juice WRLD is a rapper, musician, singer, songwriter who the kids used to love. I guess they still love, but my guy is no longer with us. God rest his soul. All right, so let's give it a shot. I mean, you see the style I do, so we'll see. Maybe we'll do one hand instead of two hands. But you know what? Juice WRLD would think it was cool if it didn't look like him. Probably. I had to guess. All right, does it look like him? You tell me if you start to see Juice. You tell me when you see Juice. If you see Juice. Okay, something like this. All right. Something like this. He's a very definitive type dude. Very aesthetically singular. Hopefully I'll be able to kind of catch his look, because not a lot of people probably look like it. All right. Maybe something like that. Caesar says you have a very calming voice. All right, Caesar, you get everywhere with those compliments. Keep saying nice things. I sure appreciate it. Y'all keep saying nice things to me. I'm gonna keep streaming. Also, I appreciate the requests. A lot of pressure on this particular request, but that's what the deal is with the request. If you're wondering, I am drawing the one and only Juice WRLD, and in this particular style of drawing I do, try not to concern myself overly too much with realism or whether all the lines are in the right spot. Kind of what I'm doing is just, I'm just kind of feeling it out. I don't know how else to describe it right now. Just kind of, if I see a shadow or if I see a highlight, I draw it, but I don't get too hung up on it, This is the style of Picasso. Well, thanks, Caesar. I think Juice would like it. Thanks, Dallas. Cool of you both to say. Yeah, I like to think Juice would like it too. Alright, so this smudging part always makes me nervous. You get something going there and then you start smudging it around, you gotta start all over. It feels like, okay. Oh! Charcoal getting in my face. Juice would like it. Well, thanks, Diane Wright. I appreciate that. Also, if you're in the chat, be sure and like the stream right here and subscribe to the page. It helps me. It helps people see the chat, and the more people that see the chat, the more people come hang out with us. The more fun we have here. So if y'all are wondering, I'm doing an abstract, interpretive drawing of Juice WRLD. You like Juice WRLD? Know who Juice WRLD is? Does anyone else in the chat know who Juice WRLD is? This was a request from Dallas. If you have a request, let me know. Yeah, I think Bob Ross would like the philosophy we have here about not trying to draw a perfect picture, but more about kind of just expressing yourself and kind of getting things off your chest. I think Bob Ross would appreciate that. Hey Lorraine, welcome to the chat. Please like and subscribe. I don't want more people. I like how intimate it is. That's what everybody says. But come on, help me out. But fair enough. I get it. Hi Diane, I like drawing. I'm very surprised you don't have a lot of viewers considering all those stupid brain rot stuff that has millions of views that are live streaming right now. Well, That's because you're not liking and subscribing. Y'all are trying to, Caesar's trying to gatekeep us here. I just started streaming regularly, you know, maybe it just takes some time. Also, like, please share it. Like, subscribe, share it if you like the art, you like what we're doing here. Help us out. Give us a like, give us a share. You know, maybe over time we will get 1 million followers. But you know, sometimes people like to come to the internet to just kind of like unplug a little bit. Maybe that brain rot does something for them, but I hear you. Alright, so let's see what we got here. Find some nice pupils here for my guy. Yeah, something like that. Here comes some okay guy. I hear you, but can't let you out right now. Alright, so something like that. Something like that. And then let's go ahead and redefine some of these. And last but not least, we'll highlight his eyes. And there's my Juice WRLD. What do you think? Does it look like him? Does it look like Juice WRLD? I really like drawing. I'm very surprised. I'm late to the party. Hi Sasabi, better late than never. Hey Olivia. I find what you're drawing. Thanks, everyday nerd. That's nice. Do y'all know who Juice WRLD is? Does it look like Juice WRLD? Do we see Juice WRLD? You want to see some details? Does anybody else have a request before we move on? What do you think? Wait. I love it. I'm sorry. Only one person's on is and it's me. Hi, Ashley. That's not true. It's hard to see. Sometimes I can see on my counter, it'll say 20 people watching, and then it'll say 1, and then it'll say 30, and then it'll say 2. It's really hard to see in real time how many people are watching, but I know sometimes you can see when there's a ton of people in those chats, but what can you do? You know what you could do for me, Ashley? Be sure and like the stream and subscribe to the page. That helps me a lot. Also, if you're interested, I do I'm restreaming on Twitch and on YouTube horizontal. So if you click on my name, there's also a horizontal stream. It's just a little bit of a wider view. Oh my god, that is so perfect. Thanks, Happy Potato. Could you tell who it was, Happy? Let's go back. Could you tell who that was, Happy? It was Juice WRLD. Anyway, we're gonna do another one. Alright, y'all ready for this? Let me sharpen this pencil. Alright, y'all ready? Happy Potato, Ashley, Everyday Nerd, Olivia, Sassy, Diane, Caesar, Lorraine. Let's do this. Let me ask y'all, do y'all rather the portraits or do we rather like the musician? Which ones do we have more fun watching? Also, be sure and go to the YouTube channel, subscribe, check out some of the other videos. Comment, like some of those, I'd appreciate it. Helps out the channel, grow the community here. You know all the bullshit. What do we think? Not too bad of a start, huh? Y'all can see the face, right? Everybody sees the face? You want to name him? Give him a backstory? You prefer the musicians? Well, thanks for your input, Everyday Nerd. We'll do a musician next, then. Happy Potato says they like the portrait. Well, we got a good balance of both. This is what we've been doing, so I guess that's the answer. We should do some portraits and some musicians. Okay, there we go. Pretty good. What do you think? What's this fella's name? What's up, Obscura? Yeah, I'm at it again. How you been? Thanks for coming back. Obscura, when you can give me a shout out on that YouTube channel of yours. How are the gummies? How's the horror films treating you? Okay. No. Alright, so let's find some highlights here. Abby's back. What's up, Abby? Gummies are kicking in. His name is Teddy. Nice. Let's find some highlights here on Teddy. Like that, this. You know, I don't know what the answers are here or where the highlights should be. We're just gonna make some decisions, you know? A lot of it, so much times in art, like, or just in life in general, we're so focused on the details and trying to make things perfect and please people and please ourselves. And wonderful thing about art is that you don't really have to please anyone. You don't even have to please yourself necessarily, you know? It's like, just give yourself a second to do something without judgment, you know? It's like, don't be so hard on yourself all the time and just kind of make some art based on how you're feeling and be okay and even prepare for it to look bad. And when it does, who cares? You know, if that's it's about how did you feel or how does the piece make you feel, and take some time to express yourself, you know? And the thing about art and life is that, you know, you end up with a bunch of different kinds of conflicts in your life, from work or from school. You might have personal conflicts just within yourself, you know. You might have a mental conflict. You might have some mental things you're dealing with, or some physical health ailments you're dealing with. There's so many times and places where it's like conflict just builds up on us, and instead of spending time uh, 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 being hard on yourself and spending time uh, um, what? Y'all, I don't know if y'all want to jump over to Twitch. We just got raided on Twitch. What the heck? Small Fries Gang back again. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the community, Small Fries Gang. We're in here doing sketches. Y'all be sure and follow, like, and subscribe. We're restreaming on YouTube and vertically on YouTube, as well as here on Twitch. Small Fry, back again. My dude, Small Fry, dude. Every time you come through here, you help the community so much. I appreciate that, dude. Last time you came through, you brought such a great amount of people to the community. A lot of them stayed and hung out and become close friends of mine. I appreciate that, dude. I appreciate that. W to the multi-streamer. Thanks, Small Fry. Dude, any fucking, any input you could tell me how to get my stream game up, you let me know. I appreciate the fry raids. I know all about the Small Fry Gang. A lot of them regulars come hung out with us many a times. I appreciate y'all being here. You're the GOAT, Small Fry. Hey, Small Fry, before you go, I know you blazed me on this shit last time, but hey, dude, thank you. You're doing a great job, and you might not think you're an artist, but streaming is an art. And I seen one of your streams, you're worried about fashion and how you're dressing and looking fly. That's an art too. And how you express yourself through your stream and through your language and through the way you dress, the way you carry yourself, the way you treat people in your life. You set examples. And I notice. I'm proud of you for that. Keep that shit up. You're becoming a better person every day, and that's art. That's art in itself. Dressing nice, being nice, treating your community well, treating your loved ones well. Keep that shit up. I'm proud of you. I notice. If you hadn't heard it today, recently, I love you. I'm proud of you. You know, keep doing you. Keep doing you. When you do you and you express yourself in those ways, it gives other people permission to do it. And that kind of permission structure, it saves lives, dude. That's some superhero shit, you know? It's like as a, you know, when you deal with conflict in your life every day, like all that negativity can pile up. And if you're expressing yourself in a healthy way, whether it's through streaming or through art or through music or through fashion, I think it's 100% important to keep expressing yourself and keep doing you. Thanks, dude. Thanks, dude. Y'all want me to draw a picture of Small Fry next? We want to do a portrait of Small Fry, y'all? That's what we should do. What's up, Josh? I ain't seen you in a minute, Josh. Welcome back. Let me talk to y'all on vertical real quick. Your art is 100% feeling and slopping techniques. I love it, Obscura. I also love the horror aesthetic you got going. I love food a lot, guys, is a username. You draw as well, Food? What kind of stuff do you draw, Food? Also, coming from Small Fry Gang, any of y'all artists? Any of y'all draw? We also have a Discord if y'all want to join the Discord. Yeah. Also, I'm streaming. We're restreaming on YouTube, vertically and horizontally. What's up, Mr. Bean? Let's do a portrait of Small Fry. That's what's up next. Small Fry portrait. Y'all ready? I saw all the amazing fan art in his Discord. I'm a member of the Small Fry Gang Discord. Trying to find an image here. Here we go. Y'all ready for a Small Fry portrait? Is that what we doing? Is it what y'all think? Yeah. Small Fry's left testicle says yeah. Wait, nah, I gotta see this. All right, so here we go. We're gonna draw Small Fry. Remember, we're drawing expressive. Let's see how we nail this. Also, be sure to like and subscribe, follow. We're vertical, we're horizontal, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitch, we're all of the above. Hi, Abby. Hi, Mr. Bean. Thanks for the follows, guys. All right, so let's do some Small Fry drawing here. All right, so let's see what we can do here. Y'all ready for this? All right, you know what? Because it's small fry and it's for fun, let's do two hands. Small fry gang, if you see him, as soon as you see him, you tell me. Something like that, huh? And here's the deal. I'm not trying to judge myself. Let's just get some lines on the paper. What do we think? Does it look like him? Did we get there? All right, we're just getting started. Right. Something like that. No, something like this. What do we think? We getting close? All right, yeah, let's find some shadows. Boom, boom. These it on God. This looks more like small fries than small fries does. But here it is, y'all. When we're drawing like this, I want y'all to remember that it's not about drawing the perfect picture. It's about having fun. You know, when you draw your signature, you know how fun it is to write your name because you've written it so many times and you have fun writing it. And when someone asks you to sign your name, man, you're almost excited to sign your name. And it's like, that's the kind of lines and that's the kind of feeling I want you to try to put into your work and your art, where you're not trying to draw the perfect picture. You're not putting pressure onto yourself. You're kind of just going with the flow. And if you think about like seeing an image in the clouds, like who drew the image in the clouds? Somebody drew the image in the clouds. It's something that the viewer put together. And I want you to give the viewer permission to partake in your work. And that allows you to kind of give up a little bit of control. And giving up control allows you to express yourself. And also, there's so many times in your life where you don't have all that control, and you kind of got to just roll with the punches and go with the flow, and have to learn, you know, what matters and what doesn't. And I think if you spend all your time and all your work in art thinking that every single line and all the parts of the drawing and every single drawing is so important, that you're losing out on the fun and the self-expression. And you learn these lessons that some things aren't important. Some lines aren't, some parts of the drawing aren't important. As a matter of fact, maybe none of it is important. And taking that pressure off of yourself allows you to kind of create in a way that doesn't stress you out. And instead of adding stress to your life, art can be a stress reliever, you know? And I think people are so concerned with drawing a perfect picture when sometimes you could just be concerned with drawing a fun picture. Ain't that right? So next time you're working on art or something, I want you to concern yourself with whether you're having a good time doing it. Are the lines fun to draw? You know? And in a world where you can find conflict everywhere, you get in conflicts at school, you get in conflict at work, you get in conflict with yourself. You know, you might just have a bad day mentally or a bad day physically. Well, I want you to remember that you have a superpower as a human being where you can take negative energy, you can take negative experiences in your life, and you can turn them into something positive. And that's a fucking superpower. You know, so when you're dealing with conflict from your life, from family, from school, from work, from your community, from whatever it is, I want you to remember that you can go lock yourself in a room with a sheet of paper and a pencil, and you can draw about that conflict. You can draw about that negative energy that you're dealing with. You can write a book about it. You can write a movie about it. You can stream about it. You can game about it. Whatever way you feel best to express yourself, you can express yourself. But what you're not going to do is, you don't have to take that negativity out on your community. You don't take that negative energy out on your friends and family. You don't have to take that negative energy out on the drywall. And most of all, don't take it out on yourself. Don't take it out on yourself. Do not take it out on yourself. You take it out on art. That's what it's made for. That's what this whole channel is about. Taking out the bad days and the drama and all that negativity in a good, healthy way through self-expression, through art. Look, I got a tagline here. Take it out on art. Spend your time, you know, you give yourself some grace. And over time, when you start to express yourself that way, when you get better at expressing yourself through art, you express yourself through your passions, it's going to inspire other people to express themselves. And when they express themselves, before you know it, they're inspired by you, they're telling people, and we're spreading joy in the world. And not only are we transforming negative energy to positive energy through our artwork, but we're also changing people's hearts and minds. If they can see the way that you're expressing yourself, if they can see you transforming negativity into positivity, then they have permission to do the same thing, you know, and I think that's important. And I know Small Fries community is part of that. There's a lot of positive people in that community, and you know, a lot of it is positivity. So here is our expressive drawing of Small Fry. You know, and when we went in, I want y'all to realize, like, as fun and as beautiful as the drawing is, we did it with no pressure. We did it just for fun, you know? And we gave ourselves some grace. We took it easy on ourselves. So I want y'all to remember that when you're going through life and you're doing things, whether you're drawing or you're writing or you're just living into your day-to-day things, like, give up a little bit of control. Take a little bit of the pressure off yourself. Remember, when the conflicts stack up, you take it out on art. Don't take it out on yourself. You have that superpower. Don't forget. All right, moving on. All right, don't forget to like and subscribe. We're restreaming vertically on YouTube. We're horizontal on YouTube, and we're horizontal on Twitch. So if you want to watch a different way, we are about to draw a jazz guitarist, unless somebody would like to make a request. We'll catch up on the chat here. What's up, Obscura, man? Haven't been on Twitch in a few years. Hop on over there. Came back from a bad day. Alright, how we doing, son? Kind of, where's the corral from? What's it? Oh, I got it's the Small Fries gang are here with us. Y'all, check out Elite. He's an amazing engraver, artist, and just an all-around enjoying personality. Be sure and check out his work. Elite here. Dude, okay, so let me catch up here on the chat. Do I have a favorite piece? No, see, the whole thing is like try to draw as many pieces as possible, so I don't get too attached to the piece and I just keep drawing to have fun. Mari says solid content, thank you. What up, Goober? I think I've ever heard you say that. I don't think I've ever heard you say that. Oh, I see Spotify. Elite rated. Thanks, Elite. I'd be saying, we'll have to raid you next. I'd be saying that from time to time. Gabe, you just made me want to take out the dusty sketchbook out. We'll take it out. This looks good. Small Fry's about to be back. While I never thought about it that way, that's actually amazing advice for drawing. Thanks for noticing, Drippy. Forehead not nearly big enough. Okay, I think I've gone back far enough. No pressure art. That's the exact opposite for me. Well, yeah. Well, you're engraving into a permanent, expensive art. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing here, y'all. So I'm gonna start the drawing, but I'm not going to be overly critical of the process. You know, there's so many other things in my life where I could be critical of myself. Let's do this in a way where I'm not. So we're just gonna put lines down, and I'll be just as surprised as you are on how the drawing comes out. So it's not about controlling the drawing. It's about like an improv performance. You know, if you're really improvising, then you won't know how the piece of art comes out either. And I think by not knowing, you give up a little stress, because if it's not like I'm looking at this picture and it has to look exactly like the picture, like, no, none of that matters. Like, let's just draw a picture. If it looks perfect, great. If it doesn't, even better. You know, I'll encourage yourself to just have fun and not put any pressure on yourself to make work. What's up, Tay Tay? Welcome to the chat. Be sure and like and subscribe. So if y'all see it, as soon as you can see what I'm drawing, tell me in the chat. All right, so let's bring this down here, something like that. I think that's good enough. Our fella here has some nice curls. Let's make sure we're applying that, something like that. This is how I'm gonna draw fingers, you know. I don't know if it matters, but this is fun for me. And you know, you remember what I'm saying, like, instead of worrying about whether the drawing is perfect, like, kind of concentrate on whether the lines are fun to draw. And these kind of lines feel like a signature, feel like when I'm writing my name. So any opportunity I can take to draw those type of lines, like I try to take that opportunity, because those are the lines that are fun for me to draw. And if I focus more on the lines that are fun for me to draw, like I'm an endless supply of drawings, you know, because nothing can stop. And like I try to draw every line like it's a signature, and hopefully over time, you know, it, and not even hopefully over time, if if you allow yourself to do things in the way that only you can do them, you start to define your own style, and you start to be unique in your own way, and you start to do things in ways that only you can do them, you know. And if you don't, you know, give up a little bit of control, and give yourself a little bit of permission to kind of make those mistakes, and to kind of not be perfect, and maybe not even not being perfect, but like strive to live in some of those parts of you that aren't perfect, you know. And if you can learn to strive in those moments where you don't have full control, there's so much life where you don't have all the control in the world. And if just by drawing you can get better at living life and get better at being a person, it's amazing. You can become a better person just by making art, by giving yourself permission, by learning what's important and what's not important, by learning when to express yourself and when to be an engineer and when to be an artist, you know, to learn what matters and what doesn't. There's so much about art that you can learn and be better artists. And it doesn't have anything to do with the finished product. It doesn't have anything to do with being a perfect picture, you know. And that's one thing about AI that it's never going to be able to do, is it's never going to be able to do self-expression. You're never going to be able to learn those lessons through your art from prompting. You have to kind of go through a craft. You have to get better. You have to draw bad before you can get good. And then once you get good, you have to learn draw bad again. And all these things. Here, you want that Discord, Caesar? We do have a Discord. If you're an artist and you want to join the Discord, be sure and join. If you're on YouTube, check out the Twitch. If you're on Twitch, check out the YouTube. We're vertical and horizontal. Tay-Tay, it's coming to life already. Well, thank you. Tay-Tay says, I always feel like I'm never done with my art projects. You just gotta let them go. Hey, what's up, Scoop? Caesar, look at you. Moved over to the verticals, huh? Nice. If you're new to the stream, be sure and follow or subscribe or like this vertical stream here if you're with us vertically. We are vertical on YouTube. If you're on Twitch, do me a favor and go check out the horizontal YouTube or the vertical YouTube. Give me a subscribe over there. I'm trying to get to 1,000 on my YouTube. Would appreciate that. But, you know, I'm just trying to earn your subs. So if you don't feel like you want to cruise over there to do that, well, then just hang out. It's all good. But, gotta do the housekeeping. Want to grow the community. You know, that's the one thing that I'll tell you about streaming is parasocial relationships go both ways. Like, I really get to know some like really amazing artists and people here in this community. I become a better artist because of some of the input and the requests people make. You know, there's so much about the more artists and the more individuals we have in the community, it just becomes a lot more fun to me and to everybody. The community is an important tool as an artist. You know, you can sit around all day and just do your thing, but sometimes when you can get input from other people, when you find other artists with like minds, you find people that you can trust, all of your work gets better, all of their work gets better. You know, a community is also a very important thing for your mind as an artist. You know, I want to encourage you to get out there and be friends with people in the real world and show them that your art. You know, if you're charming here in chat and you're talented here on the internet, you're gonna be charming out there in the real world. So whatever talents that you have, that you're growing here in these chats, whatever talents that you're sharing, be sure and take a second to share those talents in the real world. You know, don't forget that you can be a good friend to people in the chat, and you can also be a good friend to people in the real world. And those talents, that charm, those social cues that you're learning in chat, you can take that into the real world. Community, art community is so important. What do y'all think? Do we like this drawing? Is it too crazy? What do we think? Sorry, y'all. I'm showing the vertical stream camera, something like this. Y'all probably got a better view on the Twitch stream anyway. Y'all got a good close up. Guess we could do something like this. If y'all want to see like a super close up, just so y'all can see what it looks like. The Twitch screen. That. What's up, Dazai? What's up, Tete? You're welcome for the close up. Oh, it's hard for me to keep up with all these chats. Caesar, subscribe. Thanks, Caesar. Once upon a time, it passed away. Well, thanks for sharing, Caesar. Sometimes life's tough, man. But I appreciate you coming in here and expressing yourself and telling me something like that, you know? Draw a picture about it. All right, we're gonna do a couple. Anybody want to make some requests? Do we want to do more portraits? Do we want to do more musicians? Y'all let me know. Next up, we'll do another. I'll remind you again that, like, you know, we do get caught up in thinking that art is about the end product. That we forget about, like, all the work that goes into making art, you know, and that work is as important as the finished product, you know. Like, think about exercise when you're drawing. Kitty cat, you know, part of exercise is doing the exercise. That's all it is. There's no, like, the finished product is your health. And I think sometimes art can be the same way. Instead of thinking that the finished product is how wonderful the drawing looks, maybe think that maybe the finished product is whatever mental exercise you're doing in the art is really the end product. So don't feel like you have to draw the perfect picture. Maybe some of what you're doing is actually just like exercising, you know? And that's what makes things like AI can't really ever do. It's like having AI do artwork is like having a robot go exercise for you. Like, you just can't see the benefits of the exercise if a machine is doing it for you. So when it comes to art, it's the same way. It's like, it's more important that you go through the process, that you go through the motions of the art, because that's where the payoff is. The payoff is moving through the process, is drawing bad art, is expressing yourself, is becoming a better artist, becoming a better person through the failures, through learning what's not important, through giving up a little control. And over time, like, that process, that way of working in your art is what makes the art beautiful, what makes the art expressive, what makes the art matter. And things like artificial intelligence, they remove the process. And the process is where all the magic happens. You know, again, if you had a robot go jogging for you, you're not going to get any healthier. You know, and I want you to think about your art the same way. The process is the art. The process is what's making you healthier and happier. And you don't want to rush that, and you don't want to put more stress on it. And it's not about making the perfect thing. It's about getting better every day as a person, as an artist. And that doesn't mean drawing the perfect picture. That means just like doing the work, showing up, doing the process, giving yourself some grace, knowing when to be easy on yourself, when to be hard on yourself, when to let go and give yourself some grace. You know, there's so many things in our life that stress us out. You know, you stress out about work, you stress out about school, you stress out about your relationships, your roommates, your friends, and your family, and then you're gonna sit down and try to draw a picture that has to look perfect, and you're just gonna add more stress. But you don't have to. Sit down, write a poem. Don't even think about the words you're writing. Just write them down. Sit down to draw a picture. Don't concern yourself with what the picture is. Just start moving lines on the sheet of paper. Right? If you're having a bad day, go write a film. Start a novel. Go for a jog. Draw a picture. Don't forget, there's so many opportunities that you have to take some kind of negativity that you're dealing with in your life and transform it into something positive. And again, it's not just about giving yourself permission to do these things, but once you start to do these things, you give other people permission. And I think that's a bigger story, is like being creative, being mentally expressive, trying to work on your mental health, giving people permission to make art about how they feel, and it's contagious, you know, and you're gonna make your community around you a better place, and the community at large a better, you know. Gabriel, do you think I should name my YouTube channel The Silent Artist? Because I don't know if I'd share my voice. I'd share my words and thoughts through my art. Oh, I love that. Not only that, Tay, but like, I want to express to you that even though you feel like, oh, you know, because part of my art is expressing myself through words. That's just what I'm doing. There's so many wonderful artists on YouTube that don't talk the whole time. Matter of fact, some people probably would just swipe past me because I'm talking so much. So there's a place for you here to just do what you want to do. And I think Tay the Silent Artist is fine, but I think you could just be Tay the artist. I think your name and being an artist is enough. You know, maybe in a year or two, you might decide that you want to start using your voice on your channel, and maybe you're not the silent artist anymore, you know. But I think the answer is that whatever you want to do is what people are going to respond to. You know, I want to encourage you to not go towards things that stress you out, or things that you hate, or worry about the negativity. You know, you know, when you go through it thinking like, oh, I wonder if I'm not going to be able to do this because I don't use my voice the way this other person does. You just do you. Find what makes you feel comfortable. Find what makes you happy. Overall, find what you love and go towards that. Forget about what you hate. Forget about what you don't like. Don't focus on people you don't like. Don't focus on music you don't like. Don't focus on movies that you don't like. Don't focus on anything you don't like. Focus on and spend your time finding the things you love. Find the things that make you comfortable. Find the things that raise you up. Find the things that raise you, people around you up, and go towards that. You know, we do a lot of things, and Tay, I'm not using you. I hate to use you for example, but we do get scared to try to express ourselves in the way that we do it. You know, because like, I almost would say, hey, there's so many people that draw realistically. Is there a place for me because I draw expressively? There's a place for all of us. There's a place for all of us to just do what we love, you know? So just be you, Tay. You might decide in a year from now that you want to talk with your voice. So don't limit yourself, though. You're just Tay the artist, you know? And you could be any kind of artist you want to be. You don't have to talk on stream. All you have to do is just be you, and that's all you need to be as an artist. There's no rules. There's no limits. Color outside the lines. Just do you. Oh, you do realism? Tay, if you want to join the Discord, share your art, be sure and do it. Here, I'm gonna link it in the here, and then I can it'll give me a link and I'll share it. Tay, if you want to join the Discord and share your art there, that'd be cool. But you should definitely start your YouTube channel, and you should start it today. And don't feel like you have to talk. All right, we're gonna do another couple drawings, and then we'll probably get out of here. Be sure and like and subscribe. I appreciate y'all being here, Small Fry Gang. If anybody wants to make any requests before we get out of here, now is the time. We're gonna do a couple more. Well, maybe we'll do. What do y'all want? Do we want to see more guitarists, a piano player? Do y'all want to see a DJ, a portrait? Y'all let me know here in Twitch, in the YouTube, in the vertical. Y'all let me know. What do we want to do? Portraits, jazz, video games. What kind of requests we got? I'll give y'all a couple minutes. I would love to, but I don't have a Discord. Oh, it's all good, Tay. Come back. Be sure and you subscribe, Tay, and come back. I want to see your YouTube channel. Can you do Joe Keery? I can. I don't know how well it's gonna come out because of the way I draw, but I will do it if that's what you want. I mean, you have seen the expressive way that I'm drawing here, so if I draw Joe and it doesn't look perfect, I hope you understand. Do we want new Joe? We want this year Joe, because that hair has changed a bit. All right, apparently we're drawing Joe Keery, from actor from Stranger Things. Thanks for the request. If anybody else has some requests, y'all let me know. All right, so this might be the last drawing of the night, y'all. Be sure to like and subscribe and follow, and if you're on Twitch, be Be sure and pop over to the YouTube and like and subscribe over there. I'd appreciate it. If you're on the YouTube, pop on over to the Twitch. If you're on the vertical, check out the horizontals. If you're on the horizontals, check out the verticals. All of the above. All right. Thanks for the requests. But I don't know who requested Joe Keery. I'm trying to find who requested Joe. But please like and subscribe. Whoever requested it. Let me see. Oh my gosh, man. Where did I see the Joe Keery request at? Now I've lost it. I got 3 chats open. I swear I saw somebody request Joe Keery, and now I can't find it. Which chat was it on? A YouTube vertical? YouTube horizontal? Oh, well, can't find it now. Somebody did request Joe Keery though, right? It was Scoop. Well, how come my chat's not refreshing anymore? Hold up, we got a technical difficulty, y'all. 1 second. For some reason, we lost the chat. YouTube from Scoop. Oh, I see. I should do movie characters. Who you think? What would be some good movie characters? All right, there we go. We're back. There they go. We're back. You see him coming? There we go. Okay, we're back. All right, let's get to cooking. Now we can see him. YouTube from Scoop. You should do movie characters. All right, now we're caught up. Let's get to cracking. All right, so what we are doing now, though, is Joe Keery from Stranger Things and Joe the musician. Whatever your connection to him is. Okay, let's see. If you see him, you tell me. As soon as you see him, you can see him, you tell me. Something like that. As soon as you see him, I need you to tell me you see Joe. Something like that. Right? Your boy's got the lock, dude. You know? Y'all see Joe? Does it look like Joe yet? What do we think? The hair is something else on that boy. Tell you what, do we see him? Mookie, what's up? Thank you, Mookie. That's nice of you to come say. I appreciate you noticing. I love you too. I'm gonna take that as love. Thanks, Mookie. Hey, I'm also a tough guy. I can also be a tough guy too. I think that's part of being a tough guy, is being a good guy, you know? Be positive, be loving, find what you love. That's what tough guys look like, I think. Tay can see him already, I'm pretty sure. I can already see him, says Scoop. Tay, you got any movie requests? All right, so let's see what we can do with Joe here. We gotta find some shadows, okay? So a lot of what I'm doing is like, we're taking the pressure off myself, but I'm still doing techniques like I'm drawing shadows, drawing highlights. I'm avoiding details. You know, details can kind of like ruin a drawing. You really just want to spend your time drawing highlights and shadows, and that's it, and having a good time. But if you're looking like for some techniques, you know, we want to put high contrast in areas where we want people to focus. Things like that. We want to find a light source and keep it consistent. I am looking for shadows. I'm looking for highlights. And even though I'm not drawing completely in realism and I'm not all 100% focused on just drawing the perfect picture, these techniques of finding the shadows, finding the highlights, allowing myself to understand what's important and what's not important. When it does come time to do the realism, all these techniques will translate into the realism, you know? So I don't want you to forget that, like, even if though you're drawing images that with this technique that may not look uber realistic, when you come to do your realistic work, these techniques will have paid off. All these techniques are usable in your realistic work, you know? I'm realizing that Joe kind of looks a little bit like Sonic the Hedgehog. Tay starting to see it. Have you read or seen The Outsiders? Yes. It's been a long time, but why do you ask, Tay? What brings it up? All right, so let's find highlights here. So we have some highlights in his cheeks. Across his forehead. And again, I'm just gonna find highlights and put them in here. I don't know if they're in the right spot, but like, I'm not really concerned about putting everything in the right spot. I'm just finding highlights in the picture to give me a reason to draw, you know? It's not even about having the perfect picture. It's just like, give me a reason to put some, to smudge around a little bit, you know? And I think that's all I'm doing here. Just smudging around a little bit, and all the reference image does is just gives me somewhere to start, you know? And then if I want to go outside the lines, or I want to abandon my reference, I think that's completely fine. You know, if I start to see a totally different image in my picture and I want to go a different route, I think it's fine. I like to reiterate, like, let me ask you this question, chat. When you see an image in the cloud, you know, when you see a dinosaur, or an elephant, or an alligator, or a face, or a puppy, or a dog, or a bunny, when you see an image in the clouds, did an artist draw that image in the clouds, or did your imagination create that image in the clouds? When you see a picture in the cloud, who came up with that image? An artist, or your? Because that's proof that we all have it in us. We all have that imagination, and if we all have it in us, then as an artist, your job isn't always to draw the picture. Your job is to allow the audience's imagination to have some fun, to do some work, you know? So how little work can you do? What lines can you put down before the audience starts to see the image in the clouds? You know, and how much of it is that you drew the image, and how much of it is what the audience sees, you know? Let's see what we got here. I'll bring that ear out a little bit, I think. What do we think? What are we thinking? I like this image here, but when I look at the flip, it looks a little different. Widen that up a little bit like that. Maybe we need a little bit more highlight on a slip right here. That's about as close as I'm gonna get with this exercise. Otherwise, we're getting too close into realism. I'm breaking all the rules here. But that's about as close as we're gonna get with this exercise. Otherwise, we've moved on to a totally different kind of drawing. Then we just getting into realism.